welcome to my garden. I always like to thank to my subscribers first. Thank you so much for all of you who subscribe to my videos and all of your support. I highly appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So today what I'd like to do is plant some clematis, and I thought I can take you along with me, show you what I'm doing. Um, it's really nice day today. Sun is shining. We had lots of rain yesterday. All the plants are doing really good. And I was out there trying to clean up some area of my garden. I'll show you first what I've done this morning. So I was out here, took a bunch of things out in this container because I was trying to finally clean up this corner of my garden right here. So this was like the last piece of bed in this part of the garden where I just really couldn't get to it because lots of branches, lots of ivies, just jumbled up things. So this chicken wire here was just jumbled up around the tree. I mean, this was just the original stuff that, when we purchased the house, most of the places was like that, kind of bunch of bushes and things. So what I did, I decided to go ahead and plant a clematis on this tree because I thought it would be just really pretty for some vertical interest on this tree. And I love clematis. Clematis is one of my favorite vines, and honestly, I just can't go wrong with them. I love having the flowers. I love the vertical interest, and why not do this? And also, I already had this wire he jumbled up here, and I decided, why not just to have a support and try to get something growing here. And then eventually, as it starts to expand, I can just kind of come around a little bit this way. But I'd like to plant my clematis right here and have it grow up. So you can see how beautiful the view is from here, and I love this view. I didn't have this area was closed, and we had to cut some trees. Eventually, this area opened up. It was lots of dead branches. You can see this is a privet that's been here for a while, and I really don't know how to handle this yet. It looks really nice from the other side because I've been keep trimming, but this part here was in between those large pine trees. You can see there is one tipping right now. So I think we are going to cut this next week because I'm afraid that that would fall as well. See how leaned down this tree is. And so we had several of them in this area on a row. You can see we cut some. And this privet, just it was really impossible to get there to try to trim or do anything with it. Since now we have opened this area, what I'm thinking to do is kind of go and shear and trim all of this and have it start getting a little thicker. And then this part here, what I'll do, I might tie them together, try to bring them together and start trimming the top, starting to help it to thicken as I prune. Hopefully it will be this natural arch. That's what my hope is. So to bring this natural arch and have to frame this gorgeous view from here to the upper part of the garden. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to do. And I am not exactly sure if I'm going to keep these bushes, the privet, because they're already grown, or should I try to go with something a little better quality? That I'm not really sure yet. I can't really expose everything to too much sun here because they just can't tolerate a lot of sun here for me to remove. So I'm still working on it. I might just give a shot and see how it goes, and I might try to plant something else. I don't know. So, but for the moment, so that's a dilemma that I've been thinking and thinking over, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to go, but hopefully maybe I'll just start with somewhere and see what happens. So in this area here, on the base of this tree, where I'm going to plant my clematis and have it grow over this pine tree, and even if we cut this tree eventually or remove it for any reason, I might just cut the half and just leave the support and have this support to stay for a climbing interest. So that's kind of what I'm going for at the moment. Down the road, you never know, things will change. I know that it always does for some reason because, the new ideas come up, more I think, etc. So anyway, that's what's going to be here. But let me show you the clematis that I have, what I'm going to plant. So this clematis, I think it's really, really interesting clemata. This clemata called amber. And amber is this one right here. So it has a creamy yellow flowers. We'll pop the picture for you on the screen so you can see what it looks like. It has semi-double, kind of tulipy like. It almost looks like alpino, the one I had growing on the other side. But it's yellow and it's really beautiful. And I think it will be beautiful, bright, and very sweet look to having those beautiful bell shape clemata growing on that support on that tree trunk. So this clemata belongs to group 1 clemata. If you guys are interested in different groups of the clematis, you're welcome to go ahead and check my videos because I have a my kitty showed up. Um, there is anyway, I have a video specifically for explaining all the different groups of the clematis, but this one is belong to number 1, which means that doesn't need any pruning unless you know we need to go ahead and contain the size. If we want to contain the size, we can always do that, but for most part it doesn't need any pruning. The cleaning is always needed for clematis, so for the spring I probably will go ahead and trim all the tendrils and things like that, but anything that is dead. But for most parts, like these ones are dead, like these ones can be trimmed. But what's interesting about this clemata is that normally group 1 clematis, they bloom very early. They're early blooming clemata, but this particular clemata is belong to group 1, but it has a quite of a long blooming period. So that means I will enjoy the flowers for throughout the summer for most part. So that's what I read about this clemata. That's what the description was, and I'm really excited because it will give me long blooming time, but it's really just very sweet and unique shape to the group 1 clemata. And then I have 2 other clematis here that I'm going to plant them in these containers. So the containers are still looking okay. I'm going to probably remove some of the daffodils. Like these daffodils in the center was really pretty, but I think I'm going to remove them and start planting them out in the landscape. The olive pansies can stay. English daisies are still looking okay. I might just leave some of them until I know what I'm doing around the clematis for the summer. But for the moment, what I'd like to do is plant these clematis in the center. So I have these supports. It's been sitting here for a while because I knew I was going to use them. So I hope I have a support for this clemata, and I'd like to place this in the centers and have the clemata climbing on it. And I'm planning on leaving them in this container. These are really should be really great clematis. They belong to group 3 clemata. It should be quite easy to just trim the whole thing because group 3 you can trim them down pretty much completely. They maybe a couple of inches from the soil. For most part, they just come up completely fresh from out the ground, from the ground up, and they don't need any specific anything. And they're long bloomers. They have a long blooming time. They're not huge. They don't have huge flowers like group 2, but they have a long blooming period. So, and I thought it would be really nice to just have a kind of vertical something here and grow some clematis. And then in the spring, I can just clear it all out, completely remove everything, and have it grow nice and fresh all over again. So that's the plan for this container. So that's what I'd like to do. And let me talk about what kind of the clemata it is because I did not tell you. So as I mentioned, it's a group 3 clemata. You can see most of the trimming here has been done about 1 inch or so, about here, or not 1 inch, but I don't know, maybe how many is inches, like 3, maybe 3 inches. And we can trim it right here because this is where it's growing. And even though, see, some of them are even like I can trim because they're pretty much dead. And then, but this is called indigo violet. So for many of you guys probably familiar with the sapphire indigo clemata, it's supposed to be really beautiful. I have 3 in my garden and they haven't bloomed yet. I'm excited to see blooms this year. I think they will probably be blooming this year. But this one is basically purple indigo. And I'm really excited about it. It's supposed to be very vigorous, not supposed to get very big. I think it's about meter 20 tall, which is perfect. So they're not going to be 2 3 meter tall for these containers. So they're going to be really nice, and the size can always be contained. So that's the plan. And then in these containers here, I decided to go ahead and remove hydrangeas. I'm not sure if I told you guys in my previous videos, I had white hydrangeas, microphilias, they have been growing in my container for a long time, but they were really root bounded. The containers has become smaller for them. The soil just anyway. And plus, removing trees, we have a afternoon sun kind of comes through here, and most of the time it's going to be a lot more sunnier space now versus before. At this point, I decided to go ahead and remove the hydrangeas. And I went ahead and, George, let's go show them where I planted those hydrangeas. So I have a little hydrangea garden tucked away down this way in this little area. I think they're just so much happier here anyway. So I decided to go ahead and bring some of my white hydrangeas and plant them right here behind this beautiful emerald lace Japanese maple. This emerald lace, oh my word, you guys, look at this. Just so gorgeous. So I've been cleaning in this area. I'm still, this area is, I think there's a bunch of rocks and trees that we cut down. I'm still kind of slowly working to remove all the rocks so I can even get all these little things that's growing here. Lots of little stems, and this area is kind of a problematic until I slowly work on it. But at least for now, I have 2 white hydrangeas that I planted here, and oh my goodness, they are already so much happier because they're sprouting. Like, they were live, but they looked dead. They really were ready to just get out of that container. So you can see my hydrangeas. Some of them went to my friend's house, and some of them got planted here, and they're doing really, really good. And then on this side here, I just went ahead and lined them with boxwoods because I think it'll be really pretty, the boxwoods on each side of this pathway. So I got this part organized, which is great, but I'm still planning to maybe plant lots of heucheras and things to bring different variations of colors to make it more interesting. So down the road. So let's go here and I'll show you what I'd like to plant in these containers. So yesterday we went to the store and I found these annuals. They were really great price and I couldn't pass it. And I thought, this would be so perfect. And then here I also have some geraniums that I planted when I removed the hydrangeas. I redid my soil, brought lots of good compost here, fertilized it, and I think this is jasmine, and this jasmine is so much happier because it's not competing anymore with the big strong roots of the hydrangea roots. So it's doing really good. This one, it has a beautiful creamy yellow flowers. It's called Star of Tuscany, I believe, jasmine. It's really pretty. It's evergreen. I love this here. And so now I'd like to go ahead and maybe plant some annuals. And I found these in a store yesterday. They're like super bells, but I think there's 2 different colors here. Let me show you. They're very, very cute. They were great price, and I thought, why not? So you can see there's 2 different variety of double. I'm not. Let me know if this is super bells. I'm not sure it's proven winner. It's not proven winners, but they are double with the white, purple. I think it's going to be really pretty. But I think there's 2 varieties in it. You can see one on this one is blooming deep purple, and then this side you can see it has this color right here, which is really, really pretty. And then in the middle, so there's 3 plants, and in the middle I have verbena, and I thought, oh, this is gonna be, and I don't even know what color the verbena is, but I know it's gonna be really pretty no matter what color it goes. So I'm going to plant this, maybe maybe something like that, and maybe one here, maybe one here, I'm not sure. But so this is my plan. And I have 6. I may need 2 more. I'm not sure. I have to plant and see how it goes, if I can find another one. I don't know if they have it anymore, but So that's what I'm going to do here. So let's go ahead and start planting. I think maybe first I should tackle these containers because I need to get um, these daffodils out first from the center, and then see if I can try to plant my two clematis. I'm really excited about this clematis, and this is really great. I decided it would be really nice to just have a permanent centerpiece where I don't have to worry about constantly trying to figure out what I would do, what I would plant in a center. That would always remain, and then I can just plant some things around and change the to different plants, spring annuals and spring or summer annuals and that kind of thing. So let me see if I can get this out easily. That would be the question. Very strong roots, and so I can squeeze them just a little bit. I love this company. This I usually buy clematis from this company called Jardin Boutique, I believe. If you guys are interested, I'll put that in a description for you because they usually have really good quality plants and deal with you a lot of times. It's going to be really pretty. Okay, so I am finished planting the clematis. It took me a long time to get everything done, and it was a little difficult to get it through the obelisk here, but it looked really good. It looks so nice. I'm so excited. I planted all the rest of the plants back. I had to remove them because I had difficulties digging around. So I did replant or transplanted all my daffodils that was planted in the centers of the pots. I planted into the landscapes in the different areas for the spring. And so now we have these gorgeous clematis that are going to pop in the spring and become a really beautiful centerpiece for these containers. And then I will figure it out how to just redecorate around that, seasonal as we go. So for the seasonal plants. So here I am short two more of the annual plants that I was showing you, the verbena, super bell, etc. I had two. I need to probably get two more to make a little more of a fuller container. But this one turned out really, really nice. This one I had planted four. I'm hoping that they will really fill in and make it really nice and showy, this container. And then I added more of my compost. You guys, this is my homemade compost, and it's amazing. I'm just so excited to make this compost. I continuously keep making it and keep adding into my containers, which is really great for the containers because it gets all the nutrients gets depleted so quickly. So I just love, mostly I use them for my containers. And then here I planted the clematis amber. uh, I have lots of different rocks around that I need to clean up from. I was showing you from the bottom of the stairs area where I need to clean up, and I started bringing them and trying to make this hill a little more straight, and then hopefully I can get some ground covers or continue with the vine. And if vine is okay, I think it looks really interesting if I can make some um, build a wall, a sort of short wall with rocks. That would be really nice. And anyway, but this is the amber clematis, and I'm really excited to just have it climb up on this tree and bring flowers and make really nice vertical interest here. And then right here, I need to water it. I haven't watered it yet, but I planted a Baptisia that I have two more that needs to be planted, which I'm going to plant up there. And this Baptisia is the proven winners. It's the pink truffle, and I'm so excited to have this Baptisia. I don't have Baptisias in my garden. I've never had them. This is a new plant for me. I'm really excited. But all I know about Baptisia is that if you plant in one place, don't transplant them anywhere. Just let them, because they really don't like being transplanted. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a long day today, trying to get this clematis in and get them all through the vines, etc. But it was really enjoyable and fun. Wind is starting to pick up, so we have to go home and have dinner. But you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.